It'll be second down and about 8 yards to go. Ohio State using a 5-man line. They're a 5-3-2-1. Now they go into that 6-man line, 6-2-2-1. The tailback spot is Weesey, and end around play. The ball goes to White. White tries to hurdle between Ohio State's right end and right tackle. He's caught there by Willis, Steinberg, and Jay Bush. And there's a pileup on the Ohio State 16-yard line. Third down and 5.5 or 6 yards to go. The ball is midway between the sideline markers. We have 1 minute and 18 seconds of playing time in this, the third period. Single wing, they shift strong to the right. A 4-2 offensive line. Weesey has the ball, and he finds a hole through the forward wall of Ohio, and he carries Bill Willis with him. Finally, Beckett hits him low, and there's a pile up there on the Ohio State 12-yard line. 4th down and 2 for the Wolverines. What do they do? It's 15 yards in from the west side of the field. 14 points behind. You know what they do as well as I do. Seconds are ticking away. It's 46 seconds in the third period of playing time remaining. The strong right man in motion. Ball goes to Weesey, a power drive, and he's in there for a first down, and I believe he is over. It's pretty close to being over. A beautiful plunge in there by Weesey, but the officials have all gone in, and I think he has touched his knee or something before he went over. We'll see. It is on the 2-foot line. Yes, sir, we were right on that baby. On the 2-foot line it is. Starringhouse and Flynn making that tackle. So it's a first down for Michigan on Ohio's 2-foot line. The Lions are low. They're ready for the play. Weesey takes it. There he goes, and he's over. Listen to that crowd. Well, it was Mr. Weesey, the Wolverine fullback, who performed very brilliantly there, carrying that ball on those 3 plunges. And finally, from the Ohio State 12-yard line, it was 4th down and 2. Weesey found a hole through there, and this big boy, Pregelman and Cy Hamill, opened a hole big enough to drive a truck through there. Weesey carried through, and here is a very, very important point. Ohio 14, Michigan 6, and kicking now will be Brisky, and holding the ball will be Robinson. Oh, boy, what an important point this is for either team. There's the pass, there's the kick, and it is good. Michigan is back in the ball game again now with that score 14-0, as we told you after that Ohio State touchdown. Those boys came off of that bench over there on the east side of the field, and they were imploring their comrades to carry on, yelling at them. You can almost hear them up here in the radio box saying, "Carry on, don't give up, we can still lick them." Well, Michigan was on the march, and they certainly carried that ball over on some brilliant football. And now the score, Ohio State 14 and Michigan 7. This afternoon we have the pleasure here of having Dick Wallerhouse. He's the fullback on the Foch team at Michigan. We saw him play yesterday. I wanted to say hello to you. What do you think of the situation now, Dick? You ought to be pretty happy for a moment.
Well, I think it looks pretty good for Michigan right now. I'm looking for them to come through a lot more in this quarter.
All right, at left tackle for Ohio State, it's McCafferty, and at right guard, Wibsnyder comes in for Houston. All right, Ohio State receiving, of course. There's 6 seconds of playing time in this, the third period of the ball game. Ohio State 14 and Michigan 7. The referee, Krieger and Birch and Barnum are all out there on the field. Irish Krieger is in the referee's spot this afternoon. Listed on the program, however, was Frank Birch. All right, kicking off for Michigan will be Pregelman. Holding the ball is Capias. There's the kickoff. Home each other. The ball goes down to the Ohio State. Oh, and it's fumbled, and it's over the goal line. That's Horvath picks it up on the 1. He's back to the 5, back to the 10. He's hit a knockdown on about the 11-yard line. That's Horvath taking that ball. He fumbled it on the 12-yard line. It rolled back to the goal line. He rushed back, picked the ball up, and with a nice block in there by Gene Feckerty, he was able to return that ball. There's a question on the play, however. There's the gun, sack of the gun, and the quarter is over. All right, come on in, Frank Frederick.
Most Atlantic dealers are mighty busy these days. giving thorough lubrications, inspecting tires, and performing other extra services to help their customers keep their cars rolling in good shape. Somehow or other, most of that work seems to be piling up at weekends. Matter of fact, the heavy demand for Atlantic service toward the end of the week, coupled with the shortage of manpower many Atlantic dealers are facing, is making it difficult for some Atlantic dealers to give the prompt service they like to give. They'll do their best to serve you promptly at any time. But if it's convenient to bring your car in for lubrications and other extra services earlier in the week, Monday through Thursday, you may be able to get your car back quicker. And you'll help ease the load on your Atlantic dealer, for which he'll thank you plenty. Will you try to do that if you can? Now, here are two important scores. Auburn 14, Georgia 6 at the half. Florida 7, Georgia Tech 7 at the half. And now back to Tom Manning.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to interrupt the giving of the scores for a moment. Play is back in again. One single wing back to the left, Garlinghouse taking that ball. And he bangs into the forward wall of Michigan for about 1 yard. Put the ball on the 13-yard line. In on the tackle that time was Polisar and Whisker. It'll be second down and 9, Ohio State. A series of offensive plays starting from the 12. Up out of that T formation. Single wing, they shift to the left this time. Horvath deep. Peckety is up. The ball goes to Horvath. Horvath leaves his interference and finds a little hole between Michigan's left guard and left tackle. And he moves that ball up over the 15, up to about the 17 before Plegerman strikes it for Tula, bring him down. Strikes it for Tula, bring him down. On the 17-yard line is right. It'll be third down and 5 for Ohio State. Score, Ohio 14 and Michigan 7. Ball on the Ohio State 17-yard line. Third down and about 5. T formation again. Single wing, they shift to the right. Horvath in the tailback, they shift to the right. Horvath in the tailback spot. Horvath has it. And nice blocking. He's running wide around there, but he is finally brought down after the gain of about 1 yard. He was driven out of bounds on the far side of the field on the 17 or 18-yard line. He had some nice blocking in there. However, the Michigan secondary came up, boxed him in, and finally drove him out of bounds. There's a timeout, so if Frank Frederick is close at hand now, we'd like a couple of more scores, please.
Okay, Tom, here they are. Detroit 7, Arkansas 7 in the fourth quarter. Boston College 18, Boston U nothing in the fourth quarter. At the half, Cincinnati nothing, Xavier nothing. In the first quarter, Clemson 6, Furman nothing. At the half, Dartmouth 13, Columbia 6. Duke 40, North Carolina State nothing in the third quarter. Half, Drake 19, Oklahoma A&M nothing. At the half, a score we gave you before, very important. Georgia Tech 7, Florida 7. And another halftime score, very important. Auburn 14, Georgia 6. Fordham 13, Missouri 12, third quarter. Georgetown 7, George Washington nothing at the half. Harvard 3, Yale nothing at the half. Holy Cross 21, Manhattan nothing in the fourth quarter. Illinois and Great Lakes nothing to nothing at the half. Indiana 6, Purdue nothing at the half. First quarter, Kentucky nothing, Tennessee 7. A final, Lafayette and Lehigh 7-7 tie. Michigan State 7, West Virginia nothing at the half. All right, now back to Tom Manning.
Thank you, Frank Frederick. Ladies and gentlemen, there's still timeout down there on the field, and we probably will be delayed for a few moments. There's an injury timeout. So, Frank, if you were not finished with all of the scores, you can come back in again. Will you finish?
Okay, Tom, here are some more. Wisconsin 14, Minnesota nothing at the half. Iowa Pre-Flight 13, Nebraska nothing in the first quarter. North Carolina 14, Virginia 6 at the half. Northwestern 7, Notre Dame 6 in the first quarter. Oberlin 14, Earlham nothing in the first quarter. Ohio Wesleyan 13, Western Reserve nothing at the half. Penn State 7, Pittsburgh 6 in the third quarter. All right, Tom.
All right, we're back here ready to go now. Les Horvath is out, and George Fletcher is in at right half. Right at long punt formation, Garlinghouse standing back in his own 8. Robinson and Cappius in the safety position. There is the kick. It is a kick out of bounds on the Michigan 41-yard line. The umpire has dropped the handkerchief on the Michigan 41. Les Horvath, the Cleveland boy who has played magnificently here this afternoon, was jarred on that last play over in the northeastern corner, and he was finally helped off the field. I don't believe that he's badly hurt, and Fletcher is in there at the moment. Houston is back in at left guard, replacing Schneider for Ohio State. Michigan's ball, first and 10, pretty close to the 40. Let's keep it round figures. Single wing, they shift to the right. Cappius is deep. The ball goes to Weesey. Ladders over to Cappius, and it's a pass out in the flat, but it is no good. Robinson was out there, too. Robinson picked the ball up, yelling at the referee. Maybe it was a fumble. But it's nothing except an incomplete forward pass. It was a single wing to the right. With Robinson running out here to the left flat. Cappius threw the ball out there, but it was much short of its mark. It's timeout down there on the field again. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, football today is secondary. We're thinking of the many boys who used to play football on the gridirons here in the Middle West and all over the country. And now, the Lord knows where they are. They're ready to do battle for you and me. The government has asked us to bring you the following message. The United States Army is now giving 18 and 19-year-olds an opportunity that no other age group has. It's the right to enlist immediately and select one of 13 different branches of the Army. Those of you who join up now will get a chance to learn more and advance fast. All right, time is back in again. Substitution, Ohio State. Beckety going out and Dick Palmer going in. Ready to go again. It's second down and 10. Michigan's ball on their own 40. 15 yards in from the far side. Cappius deep. Man in motion is Robinson. Robinson runs out in the flat. The ball goes to Weesey, the fullback. He piles into the Ohio forward wall and moves up over the 40 for a couple of yards. He's brought down by McCafferty, Jay Bush, and George Lynn in on the tackle. He picks up 2 yards. It's placed on the 42, and it's third down. Dick Palmer, who just came in the ball game, is hurt for the moment, so time will be up. I was just bringing you a message from the United States government. I'd like to finish that. You know, those of you who join up now will get a chance to learn more and advance fast. Many of you, of course, will qualify for officers' candidate schools, graduating with the rank, uniform, and pay of a second lieutenant. You should talk over this opportunity with your parents, reviewing the advantages of joining up now while so many branches of the service are open. Then, apply at the nearest Army recruiting and induction station for full information about the branch of service in which you are especially interested. Addresses of local Army offices generally can be found in telephone directories. Go to your nearest Army recruiting office and induction station Monday. Learn about the jobs the Army has open for 18 and 19-year-olds. All right, Michigan's ball, 3rd and 9. Again, Robinson is in motion. Ball goes back to Cappius. Cappius goes over the flat. There's to Robinson. He has it, and he is over midfield, and is finally brought down on the Ohio State 47 by Paul Saringhouse. That play with Robinson in motion, out to the left. The ball passed from center back to Cappius. Cappius immediately threw a short pass out in the flat. Robinson grabbed it. He was hit on the Michigan 45, but he got away from Ohio's right end, Bob Shaw, and was finally brought down by Saringhouse, but not until he advanced that ball down to the Ohio State 47-yard line. The first down for Michigan. T formation. The ball goes to Cappius, and Cappius tries to go through Ohio's forward wall. There's a fumble on the play. It's a fumble, and red jerseys are all over that ball. Who gets up last there? Steinberg was on that ball. I believe Don Steinberg, the Toledo boy, on that ball. It's Ohio's ball, 1st and 10 on the 45. So again, the fortunes of Michigan have changed. T formation for Ohio State. Beckety back in at fullback, replacing Palmer. All right, the ball goes back to Saringhouse. He fades back, throwing a long forward pass. There it is. And Shaw leaped in the air, but he was covered beautifully in there by Cappius. And it's an incomplete forward pass. That was a long pass. Saringhouse threw it clear down to the Michigan 15-yard line. Horvath is back in at right half. Les came off the field. He was pretty well jarred up over there, but he was only out for a few plays. Now he is back in, replacing Slutzer at right half for Ohio. Lynn at quarter, Beckety at full, Saringhouse at left half, and Horvath at right half. Ohio's ball, 2nd and 10 on their own 25. T formation, single wing to the right. Saringhouse is up. Saringhouse takes the ball, fades back. There's a bullet pass, and it's good over the line of scrimmage. The pass is to the Michigan 47-yard line, into the arms of Bob Shaw. And as soon as he grabbed that ball, he was hit by Bob Weesey, and he was shoved clear back to the Ohio 48. But the referee is putting the ball on the Michigan 47-yard line. 3rd down, about 2.5 yards to go. Pretty tough playing down there right now. and it's getting awfully dark. 11 minutes and 27 seconds of playing time remaining. Third down for Ohio State. Third down and 2.5 or 3. Single wing to the right. Ball goes to Sarringhouse. He gives it to Feckley. Feckley running. Michigan's right end. And he's boxed up over there. And he's dropped on about the midfield marker, the 50-yard line. Perhaps he got up back to the 49. He was caught back there on the Ohio 45 and finally came through and moved the ball up over the midfield marker up to the Michigan 49. A loss of 2 yards. He was brought down by Robinson and Flegelman. Fourth down, Ohio State. Fourth down and 4 yards to go. The series of offensive plays started on the 45-yard line. Right at long punt formation, Sarringhouse back, and Cappius and Weesey playing safety for Michigan. Weesey playing to the west, Cappius to the right. And the ball is kicked out of bounds, and not a very good kick at that. Ball is out of bounds somewhere near the 30-yard line. Ball will go over to Michigan now, 1st and 10. All right, the referee is bringing the ball in, and he places it on the 31-yard Michigan line. Robinson out, and Paul White back in at right half for the Wolverines. The score, Ohio State 14, Michigan 7. 10.5 minutes of playing time remaining. Ball game being played at Columbus. All right, Flegelman up over that ball. The Chiefs